Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 4, and today we're taking a look at the 1986 Aston Martin V8. Now the V8 was produced from 1969 to 1989 with only 4,021 built. However, it was originally called the DBS V8 from 1969 to 1972, as the V8 was an alternative to the inline 6 engine in the standard DBS, which we've already looked at. But as the inline 6 engine was phased out, this was eventually just renamed to the Aston Martin V8. Now, this car was famously driven in the living daylights in the James Bond film, and it's a proper good car, quite frankly. I actually prefer it to the 1977 Aston Martin V8 Vantage that we've had on previous Forza games. And not only does it look great, but it's a full-on GT car, so you've got 4 seats in the inside there, and then you've got a decent-sized boot. Where this car excels best, outside of the gadgets obviously that are available on this car, is the engine. Now it has the V8 Vantage engine in this car, being a James Bond car. It can't quite have the ordinary kind of specs. So yeah, the Vantage engine had the 580X pack, which had Cosworth pistons and Nimrod racing type heads, which on their own help produce the engine, give the engine 403 horsepower. However, this has a big bore aftermarket option from a company called Work Surface, which had 50mm carbs and a straight through exhaust system, which boosted power up to 432 horsepower, 395 pounds-feet of torque, and from a 5.3 litre V8. Now, you could actually get a much bigger engine than this from Aston Martin at 6.3 litres, and even some independent companies would offer a 7 litre version. So this car was really rather tunable for its time, but at the end of the day it would still look as good as this and still be as practical as this. But obviously, being a Bond car, it's got the gadgets. So at the front here we've got missiles behind the fog lights. On the side here we have, if it shows, the skis. It doesn't allow you to show you the lasers in the front wheels though, that come out of the hubcaps, as well as the spiked tyres. But at the rear you also get the rocket engine, which in the film helped him jump over a border post. So fully kitted out for James Bond, and even for the game it's a proper all-out GT car with a ferocious turn of speed. So yeah, let's get out there and see what it can do. So yeah, 432 horsepower makes this 4,008 pound car shift, and shift very, very well as well, because all that power and all that torque really does make a difference in a car that even weighs this much. So yeah, 0 to 60 in a blistering 5.2 seconds, 0 to 112.8 seconds, and it going to a top speed of 173 miles an hour, which even today is pretty damn good. So back in the 80s, this would have been a pretty damn good car that could rival even the more exotic mid-engine kind of cars of the time. So love the fact that this is in the game. I actually prefer this now to the 70s V8 Vantage that we've had in previous Forza games, because it's more powerful, it looks slightly better, and being the James Bond car always gives it a bit of extra prestige as far as I'm concerned. And then the fact that it actually is a really good handling car, especially from the 80s, and especially for a £4,000 plus car, also helps as well. So really pleased that this is in the game. Did have a bit of trouble nailing down the exact type of car this was, because obviously it's called the Aston Martin V8 on this game, but that engine did kind of throw me off in terms of what kind of car it was. But I'm pretty happy with the fact that it is a Aston Martin V8 with a Vantage engine in it, because there were 2 different types of cars using the living daylights. There was a V8 Volante, which is a convertible version of this, and then they used a hardtop version when it was in Czechoslovakia for the winter scenes. So a little bit of confusion in that regards, but nonetheless, even disregarding that, it's still a fantastic car in its own right. Oh dear. Especially if you get it right, which I just did not. But nonetheless, great car, love it to bits. And hopefully, like other cars that are new to this series, we can have them on Forza Motorsport, because I'd love to see what this car can do around the track, because it's just begging to be used in a game with better physics and some tracks to hoon around. So yeah, there we go. Cracking all around a car, and probably my second or third favourite from the James Bond car pack. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.